Now on the CBS 2 News at noon, man shot. The latest details in an early morning shooting investigation in Cedar Rapids. First up this afternoon, Cedar Rapids police are investigating a shooting in downtown Cedar Rapids. Police and ambulance crews responded to Johnson Avenue and 27th Street Southwest just before 1 o'clock this morning. A 21-year-old man was taken to the hospital for a gunshot wound to the torso. Officials say the injuries appear to be non-life threatening. No word yet on any possible suspects. Stay with us. We'll have the latest information tonight on the CBS 2 News at 5. A Cedar Rapids man who was cleared of murder is heading to prison for another crime. Jonathan Mitchell has been sentenced to 7 years behind bars for assaulting a man with a garden tool back in 2010. Just this past October, a jury acquitted Mitchell of all charges in the 2011 death of Kathy Stickley, a Cedar Rapids cab driver. Mitchell says he stole money from Stickley, but she claimed she was already dead. Now a CBS 2 update on a murder case from 1997. The man accused of killing his wife in Iowa City says he's not guilty. John Bloomfield entered a written plea in court yesterday. Last month, investigators charged Bloomfield with first-degree murder in the death of Frances Bloomfield. Police say Bloomfield hit his wife in the head and strangled her, then took her body to Illinois. Officials recently linked him to the crime using advances in DNA technology. No word on when he'll be in court next. A North Liberty man is facing charges for driving with a blood alcohol level more than 5 times the legal limit on New Year's Eve. North Liberty police say they got multiple reports of reckless driving by 40-year-old Chad Harvey Tuesday night. When they pulled him over, officers say Harvey wasn't able to stand or complete a field sobriety test. He was taken to the Coralville Police Department, where they say he posted a .35 blood alcohol content. Harvey is now charged with OWI. Iowa law enforcement is warning of another scam this morning, this one online. Joe Daviess County Sheriff Kevin Turner says a con artist offers to buy an item on Craigslist. That person mails a check with more money than the price of the item and asks the victim to send extra cash to a different person. The check turns out to be a fake. The victim has to reimburse the bank. Officials suggest asking potential buyers to use a cashier's check instead of a personal check and never send money to a third party. Police in Colorado are keeping a close eye on how or if the recent legalization of pot will affect crime. But in Iowa, police say legalization there is already having an impact here. A deadly crash happened early this morning in Waterloo. Crews were called to the 1200th block of Congress Street on report of an accident. When officers arrived, they found a single vehicle that went off the road and struck a tree. 70-year-old Weldon Gene Jones was transported to Allen Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The White House is asking the Supreme Court to keep the controversial birth control requirement in the Affordable Care Act. The Obama administration today formally responded to the temporary block of the mandate on Wednesday. The rule in the healthcare reform law requires all employers to cover birth control and other reproductive health services in employee insurance plans. Religious groups and nonprofits have sued the government to block it, claiming a violation of their liberty. No word yet on how the court plans to handle the case. Iowa is teaming up with Nebraska for economic development. Governor Terry Branstad and Nebraska Governor Dave Heineman made the announcement this morning. The two-state partnership will now begin an intensive 5-year program meant to bring jobs to southeast Nebraska and southwest Iowa, establish a brand for the area, and recruit more workers. More Iowans are being rewarded for using renewable energy. The Iowa Revenue Department says the state awarded more than $1 million in credits to companies and residents last year for installing solar energy systems. That's a jump of about $500,000 since 2012. The yearly limit for the credits is about $1.5 million. A utility company has reimbursed Iowa City more than $500,000. This coming after discovering they had overbilled the city for streetlights for a decade. City Manager Tom Marcus said that Mid-American Energy discovered the overbilling last month during a lighting audit. The city was sent a refund check last week. University of Iowa students are breaking in their dance shoes and marking their calendars for February 7th. That's when U of I will be holding their annual dance marathon. The 24-hour dance marathon raises money year-round to support youth and cancer victims and their family. Last year, they raised more than $1.5 million. Next on the CBS 2 News at noon, snow sculptures, where you can go in Cedar Rapids to check out these cool works of art. Plus, winter storm, a look at the wintry conditions that slammed the Northeast and the positive weather coming for them this weekend. The winter storm that slammed the Northeast is being blamed for at least 9 deaths, mostly from traffic accidents. Now, with bitter cold temps across the regions, officials are concerned about additional fatalities. Marley Hall has the latest.
I think to pick your poison, snow or cold.
Yeah,
that's the story next week.
And I've talked to a lot of longtime residents here in the corridor, and they say this is the coldest stretch of weather we've had in a very long time.
Okay, so we could set record lows last night from 1919. As far as a stretch of over 24 hours below zero, we haven't seen that since 1996. Wow. So we brought it out just for you Florida boys.
Well, it's greatly appreciated. I might have to book a plane ticket back home sometime soon. Thank you, Jen.
Yeah.
The cold temperatures in the corridor aren't keeping everyone huddled up indoors. Yesterday, new snow sculptures in Cedar Rapids brought lots of residents out to Nubo City Market. Local artist Mike Sanders carved up these cool creations, and although it was cold, the sun and clear skies helped make it a pretty day for working with snow.
You need to have sort of that wet snow that's easily compactable, sort of like when you were a kid and you have to make a snowman. You can't really make a snowman out of fluffy snow, so you have to wait a little bit for it to melt.
And with yesterday being the first day of the new year that the market is open, there was also some live music to enjoy. It's time to congratulate our first Facebook Fan of the Week winner in 2014, Denise. She won a gift certificate to Wild Hog Saloon and Eatery and is now in our Fan of the Month contest to win an even bigger prize. Congrats, Denise. For your own chance to win, like our Facebook page, KGAN CBS 2, click the News Extra tab and fill out the form. Stay with us. We'll be right back. In business news this afternoon, Boeing is leading the Dow higher, and Chrysler is reporting its best annual sales in 6 years. Alexis Christoforous has the details in today's Money Watch.
Stocks were higher in early trading one day after kicking off the new year with losses. Boeing is leading the Dow higher. Boeing machinists will decide today whether to accept a contract that would cut benefits in exchange for ensuring that the company's new plane is built in Washington state. Strong demand for pickup trucks helped Ford to its best sales in 6 years. Overall, Ford sales rose 11% in 2013. 1 in every 3 vehicles the company sold was an F-Series pickup. Ford also saw record sales for the Fusion sedan, Escape SUV, and Fiesta subcompact. Chrysler also reporting its best annual sales numbers in 6 years. It finished 2013 with a 9% increase, mainly due to record demand for Jeep brand vehicles. And General Motors says its U.S. sales fell more than 6% in December, but the company still finished the year with a 7.3% gain. Sales of GM's top-selling vehicle, the Chevy Silverado, fell 16%. But sales of its recently updated Chevy Malibu surged 33%. And Combi is recalling more than 33,000 child car seats because the harnesses are not strong enough to meet federal safety standards. The recall affects the Kokoro, Zeus Turn, and Zeus 360 models. A company spokesman says the seat can still be used because the harness as a whole meets standards. And that's your Money Watch. For the latest business news, follow me on Twitter at AlexisCBS News. In New York, I'm Alexis Christoforous.
Facebook is facing a lawsuit over privacy concerns. 2 Facebook users filed a lawsuit in California that the social network has been intercepting private messages between friends and giving the info to marketers. They want the lawsuit to be given class action status, suggesting that as many as 166 million Facebook users would be eligible to join. Cheerios is now non-GMO. General Mills says it's now making the original Cheerios without ingredients containing GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. Some consumers are concerned about the health and environmental impacts of GMOs, although they haven't been proven harmful scientifically. The main ingredient in original Cheerios is oats. Stay tuned. Jennifer has your weather to go next. And now a story everybody in the corridor can appreciate. A Fort Wayne man no longer needs to go outside to clear the snow off his driveway. That's because Aaron Macon built a remote-controlled snowblower. Macon, who was an engineer student at Purdue, said the creation was originally a remote-controlled lawnmower. He says he can now mow about 75% of his lawn with it before having to finish up manually. The converted snowblower has chains on the tires to help with traction. I can guarantee you the phones will be ringing off the hook in the newsroom.
I was going to say, we need to patent that and start selling it here.
There are tons of people that probably need that right now here in the corridor, especially with some of the days coming up.
Yeah, we will see more snow here this weekend. First, we got to get there. Today, partly cloudy, a little bit warmer, windy with blowing snow, south wind 15 to 25. Tonight, the temperatures stay rising because we have that wind out there, so not as cold. And then tomorrow, the warmest day we've seen for a while, and probably the warmest day we will see for a while. Temperatures in the 20s, cloudy with some scattered light snow. Looks like we'll trace to an inch, so maybe we won't have to scoop because it will be blowing around out there, and it will continue to blow because winds will stay strong through Monday. But temperatures falling through Monday. By Sunday night and Monday morning, 21 below zero with the wind chills 40 to 50 below zero. We don't even get above zero here Monday and Tuesday, so I would expect maybe some more delays of schools Monday morning. So stay tuned with us here, and then tune in tonight. Corey will have all the latest on the weather.
Absolutely. A slight reprieve for a couple of days.
Yeah,
and then
enjoy it.
back to the cold again. That's your news today at noon. Join us back here tonight for the top stories covering the corridor. Have a great afternoon, everybody.